What is your website? Where do they find it?
Well, my website is bobhis .wix. It is a big one.
Yeah. You got to get to Robert Hiscock music. End of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Don, and you're right. Like I looked at change that, but the problem with this, like I'm my own.
I'm just teasing you, buddy.
No, but seriously, though, I'm my own manager. I'm my own producer. I'm doing it right. It just so there's a lot out there, and for one person to do it all, it's like you miss things, But
so we get you guys on the show. You're your own producers or your own review. Now these guys should try and have the 600 of the artists we have.
Yeah.
And you're all
It's who's got the biggest pockets, man.
And that's terrible.
There's a lot of guys out there, like, you know what? Newfoundland itself is little Nashville. Just signed on with Dolly Parton's producer. She just signed on. She's 18 years old. She is fantastic. Got a voice of an angel, and nice young lady. I don't know that I've just seen her passing through, but we've had so many. We have the Jason Greeley's. I don't know if you heard that name before, but Craig Sharps. Those guys were on Canadian Idol. Did really well. That sort of thing. But you know what? They're still nickel and diamond.
That's it. And, but that's it. Like, so when you're doing your albums and stuff, are you doing this yourself? Like through your own home studio? Do you actually go to a studio in Gander or wherever the hell you would go in Newfoundland?
Well, all my previous CDs were done in another studio and by musicians that I brought in. But now I've got my own little studio. I'm learning as I'm going. I still need their aid, of course. But this one I'm coming out with right now is going to be my own stuff. So
well, you got to learn somewhere. And and you know what? I commend you for being my age. That's all I'm gonna say, Robert.
I'm probably older than you, Don.
Well, you probably are, but I'm not gonna insult my guest. Jesus, Robert.
Like I don't mind. I'll be 66 in November, so hey.
Well, guess what? You got 10 years on.
There you go.
Yeah, you see, but no, but just for you to do that, it's 66 years old. To learn a new thing, that's pretty commendable.
Well, thank you very much. I love it. So when you love something, it's my wife gets a little upset sometimes because I'm going out in my studio for an hour and 3 hours later, I'm not in sight. She's in bed.
Can you relate to that, Sauerkraut?
Yeah.
The 4 walls that Sauerkraut are sitting in right now is about 19 hours of his day.
Well, that or my truck, right? That's the other 20 or the other 5 hours is my truck, right? So
yeah, the editing part is what gets like that takes a long time. And my friend on the other side of the screen there, one of my little bloops can take him hours to fix, and I didn't realize that until we started working a little closer together. And I didn't realize what it took guys like you to get one song where you want to release it. Explain to the artists, explain to people that don't realize the whole work in progress thing. Like, how long can it take you to put a whole one song together?
Well, if it's a cover tune, I could probably do it in about 3 days. Because most of the time, but when it comes to original, like,
more picky on your own stuff than a cover.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you want to get everything right, and you want people to get the message from your song, and, that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You're on this album, Worldwide Country,
right?
Produced and made out of Ireland, actually. The fellas from Ireland that puts it together, Belfast.
Correct.
You've been on 4 of his albums now, all independent artists. Has that brought any traction to Canada and Robert?
In regards of exposure, yes. But other than that, pretty much it in a nutshell. I got a little bit of exposure, got some friend requests, got to meet some nice people, but exposure-wise, pretty much it did for me. But
is it hard when someone like someone like me? I get a hold of you and I say, hey, Robert, I'm putting an album together. You want to be on it. As an independent artist, it must be pretty difficult to say, you know what, no, I'll pass.
Well, you know what, Don? No, for me, I'll take every opportunity that's thrown at me. Like, if you're interested enough to ask me, I am certainly interested enough to give it a shot. Like, whether you like it or you don't like it, you ask me, let's put it out and see what happens. Like, I'm the type of guy, let's try it. Like, I'll try anything. Like, sometimes it might blow up my face, but,
Yeah. Melvin, I guess his name is, right? Melvin? Mervin. He sent me the new album, awesome. Actually. And awesome. It has a cover tune on it that you did.
Yes.
Great song. Great cover, I got to tell you. It was a great cover of that song. Like, what made you choose Sensuous Woman to be your tune? Like, why not an original?
Well, the reason why I chose, every time she comes to my shows, and I've been to guitar, we have a party, Bob plays Sensuous Woman, Bob plays Sensuous Woman. And now our kids, my nieces and nephews, Bob plays Sensuous Woman, plays Sensuous Woman. So I put it out there as a personal thing. Now, see, and on top of that, I love the song.
Yeah, I love the song too. But I really love this version, and you did a great job. So
thank you.
Let's play it with Robert Hiscock right after this. Okay, Robert, you are now clear from the radio, but still on TV.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I will behave myself.
You don't have to behave yourself on TV. Is it for a guy to get a cover tune and get the copyright to be able to re-release that kind of like a song like that?
Well, you know what? Now it took me about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Now it's you can pay for that. It's there's a place out of the States that does it. It's $9.99 for every copy of that that you release. 9.1 cents to the original copyright artist and the original artist that sang it. So there's two copyrights, and if you're going about it yourself, you have to find the original copyright owner, which is the songwriter, and then you have to find the copyright owner that is the both of them. That's the problem.
Holy Jesus, that's a long process.
Yeah, there is a new
15 minutes.
Yeah, well, there's a new company out there out of the States. It's $9.99. They'll do all that for you, but you have to pay the royalties for everything that you sell.
So every time this song is played, you've got to play a royalty to it, Robert?
No, here's how mine works with that one. Is I went to this easy licensing company. You tell them how long the song is, who the producers are, the original artist, and how many copies of that song you would like. And then also, if you're going to do radio airplay, how many airplays do you, not airplay, I'm sorry, stations that you want this aired on. And they total it up. You say, look, I want to cover these 50 stations. I want to make 200 CDs and blah, 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 this. And they say, okay, you owe us, $250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So like on average to do this song, just to throw out number there.
Yeah, no, well, basically for the rights, and then, get the studio time and some guys to play for you. So, most guys are charging like $150 a track, and, steel guitar, drummer, whatever the case may be. Sometimes I'm lucky enough I run into a guy.
I know some studio musicians, and quite well actually, and I've been in there and I've seen them do their thing, done their thing with them, and back then, like, we were at $90 an hour, and it was like some of these guys, to get that $90, they did a lot of gigs to be able to afford that.
True.
Beautiful song though, Robert. I love it.
Thank you, kindly.
I like when I'm in my office, I listen to this song. And Sensuous Woman. Robert, what a beautiful song, man. I love this song. I listen to it daily when I'm, working on in the office. I got it playing. You said it was for your sister-in-law who passed. It is going around the world like crazy. I was talking to Gerald O'Brien actually, and he said, it's kind of moving traction in Ireland. So, like with this kind of worldwide recognition, do you see Robert Hiscock doing, when this bloody pandemic ever ends, getting out around the world and doing more shows besides Canada?
Well, before I pop my cork, I would love to do that. Because I've got my health and strength, and I feel okay health wise. I might be whatever, but no, there's days that my body says, hold on a second there, old timer, but I'll do a lot of gigs at 3 o'clock in the morning. But,
Just to clarify, pop your cork means before you die, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like popping your cherry. You've done that, but pop your cork
You're
means
gonna
before
have
you
to-
die.
You know, you
we're
got
on live radio here,
Sauerkraut's got his work cut out for him, Robert. He's gonna have to put subtitles in the friggin' thing.
Yeah. because we're on live radio here, guys. Yeah, no, it's I love to do that. Look, what I love about music is performing. I don't get out and dance very often like I used to, but I've got a wireless guitar, and when I do some lead breaks, I'll get out and dance with the patrons that are out there and just interact and get them singing along with me. And I love that when you're out there and you're entertaining and like everyone is into your song and they're singing along, man. That's it. I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
You're hooked, yeah. You know, you're not going to be doing the achy breaky heart dance. That's for sure. Just incredible. But you know, you got a new album coming out. You know, you're putting a new album. I see on Facebook you were just thinking you were just going to release it through the social media kind of deals, and now you've decided to release it as a whole album too.
Right.
What was the decision making, and why did you change your mind in that whole thing?
Well, there's a lady by the name of Dolly Dunn. I don't know if you ever told Dolly or not, but she's from
Do so. I've got her. She's on my list of interviews coming up here in October.
Awesome. We could do an interview alone talking about Dolly, but what I will say is she's known everywhere, and she, saw my comment. She called me up. Are you crazy? And then she started explaining to me, which made a lot of sense. Like, Robert, you're catering to a lot of baby boomers. They don't even know how to turn on the computer, a lot of them. So, and they come up, you're doing your show, and they want your music. You're going to tell them on Spotify. They're going to look at you like you got two heads. So, bottom line was I decided, well, you know what? Maybe I'll go with both worlds. I'll go with the online streaming, and I'll go with the CD, and let's see how this all goes. So it's nice to have something here, I guess, when you're performing and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, when I seen that, I thought that. No, Robert, no. You at least gotta, have a couple hundred tracks in your pocket there, because when you go do live shows, guys like my 88-year-old father that listen to this show, that I got to tell you, likes your music. Who is a great, he loves music, so he likes your music. Guy like him, if you walked up and said, "Hey, you can buy it on Spotify," he's gonna look at you like you're the dragon with two heads. That's for sure.
Well, you know what?
Decision.
Like I said, I'm only 66, so I every now and then I get those brain farts. So, hey.
Yeah, so when's the album due? You said it's just about ready.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have it out by end of October. 4 originals and 6. Actually, I got to back up a second. There's 11 tracks. I put a bonus track in there for my favorite watering hole. I put it on there. So, it's 11 tracks, 4 originals, and 7 covers. 7 covers. Yeah. So when am I going to get a copy of this, Robert, so I can start promoting the shit out of it? As soon as I get copies for you, what I yours. I promise. Yeah. Yeah.
And what's going on in Robert's life this weekend?
This weekend, not pretty much same as every other weekend. I guess I'm going to be spending some time in my studio and doing some different things. I'm trying to write some jingles. I do have a song. I have a jingle on the radio right now that's been playing for the past 3 or 4 years, and I'm starting to, now I have my own studio set up, I'm starting to write some jingles. So for like whoever wants a jingle, like retailers or businesses, what the case may be.
Oh, that's a new avenue for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The first one I did took off crazy and is still playing, and the company that I sold it to are still playing it and happy with it. And so every day I try it on. Comes on. It's
good for you. Like, how important it is for you to keep your music, going and finding different angles to get your music out there, like jingles, or I see all over Facebook now. There's a company there advertising. If you want your music on TV or whatever, we'll get it there for you. But it is some of that stuff. And you have to really watch what you're getting yourself into with some of these guys.
Sorry, Don. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of these guys are, I'll just say it, they're snake oil salesmen. You don't always get what they're promising you will get. So I just go through the right people. I try to research who I'm dealing with and that sort of thing. And like I said, I just like to get back to Dolly Dunn for a second there with her True North recordings. She is basically.
Yeah, I followed Dolly quite well, all the time. Been a fan of hers for quite some time, and actually, we just kind of miss each other all the time at interviews and stuff like that. She's like was working with Seamus and all kinds of stuff that just doesn't do it. But she actually reached out to me about your interview today. I'm going to tell you that, and yeah, about how great an artist you were, and glad to see that we chose you to come on our show and blah, all that artist
Right.
stuff. And I got to tell you, I reached out to her and says, yeah, but now I got to have you on my show. And you know what? She was quite willing to do it.
Absolutely.
And that, I am going to say it, because she's kind of long in the tooth, and I don't think she will take it so seriously that, that chick's a busy chick. Like, holy man.
No kidding.
For being in the industry as long as, man, she just got a drive on her. She's just always working, man.
But she's releasing, I think it's 6 or 7 albums this month. 6. We did a duet together, which took off really well. We got nominated for an award in Holland, and I had the opportunity of spending some time with Dolly when we just did a Opry show there, not Grand Opry, of course, South Promotions, and come up with these songs that she'd written so long ago and still today doesn't have one record. You should record this one, Robert. You should record this one, Robert. Well, she gave me one. It's called Between the Whiskey and the Water, and that's going to be on my CD. It's
she's a talented lady. I can't wait to have her on the show, man.
Yeah,
I just really can't. The stuff that people can learn from her if they would just listen. She's and you know what? I got to say that she follows a lot of the independent artists and does, help them out when she can. And she's an amazing woman. I just can't wait to have her on the show, but let's get back to Robert here in this Don't Drink My Beer When I'm Gone. Song has gone crazy. I want to get it in before we have to go. It's an amazing song. It's when I sent it to Jer O'Brien, he kind of chuckled, being from Ireland, cheers, it's but now, like, I have family in Ireland. My aunt lives in Dublin, and we were talking with my father, and he's been talking to her, and because she listens to my show over there, and I didn't know that, Andrew, she is listening to our show, but it's crazy how that song took off, not only in Ireland, but it's Ireland, Scotland, and the UK. It's like gone crazy. Like, you gotta have some pride.
Well, I'm very, very happy with that. I mean, the intent of the song was just to put it out there as a humor thing, because I get a laugh from my buddy, and I start, this thing started going through my head, because I'm a little different than most guys that write. I usually do the melody first, then all of a sudden a song will pop in my head. For most of my songs, that's what happened. I got stuff in there that I didn't know it just came out when I'm doing this. So, and that was one of them. And I started laughing to myself, this could grow some legs if I do it right. So, yeah. Yeah,
it's growing some legs, buddy. It's growing legs and a few wings, I think.
Awesome.
It's flying right off there, and it's great that the song has gone so big. It just amazes me that mainstream hasn't picked up your music. Like, you got Memories of the Past, you got so many great covers that you do. Do you find it a little easier to do the covers, and like, do people accept the covers more than your originals? Is that why or is it the whole writing process? You're so, what would you call it? Sauerkraut's perfection. It drives me nuts. But are you such a perfectionist that writing a song could take you quite some time?
I when it comes to my own music, absolutely. Like, I'm even, and if there's any of my friends listening to me today are going to say, yeah, right. But I'm even a little shy to do my own music sometimes. And my friends are laughing now, I can hear them. But, no, I am, because I just don't know, where I fit. But I'm starting to get away from feeling like that. But when it comes to covers, of course, covers are much more easy to do. And, people can relate to them. But your own music, sometimes I've had people come up to me, I didn't even mention it was my song. And they said, like, geez, that was a great song you did there. Like, who did that? And I said, it's one of my own. And they said, well, you should record that. And I said, well, I have got to record it. But anyway.
Do you find it still people are surprised in your community that you are a recording artist and you are getting out there? Is there people in that little small 800 people that don't know Robert is an international recording artist? And quite frankly, sir, that's what you have become.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, Don, I've got people in my family who don't know that. So, but and like to my wife, I'm just the guy that sings and plays, and who
leaves the damn dishes in the sink.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah.
I've learned not to do that too, Robert. I've been married 35 years, so to the same girl. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got 45 years in ourselves, and then.
So you got 10 years on me there too. So.
But if I may, I just want to throw this out: support and things they had to put up with when we're on the road and gone all the time, and out in the nightclubs and all that. And I've been over 30 odd years of that now, and she's been very supportive. And I don't know, to be honest with you, if I could do it, but I just want to tip my hat to all the spouses out there that are supporting us musicians.
Oh yeah, like that's a great honor that you just did. And that goes for us too. Me and Sauerkraut can relate to that. Our wives are, they seem to ever since the station took off and it's gone crazy. It's and it's unfortunate that family times kind of took a second fiddle, kind of deal. But man, it's so much work to keep on top. It doesn't matter if you're a radio station like us or an artist like you,
Right.
always trying to come up with something new, to better what you did last time. Is that difficult for you?
Very much so. Like I've had a love-hate relationship with this music industry for a long time. And there's days I just feel like, I'm done with this. I've had enough of this. I've got to the point where I've sold all my equipment and walked away from it. And then about a month later, I feel like I had someone die belong to me. But it's like anyone that's in this industry can understand, can relate to what I'm saying here. Like, there's fun times and there's bad times, but there's more fun times than bad. But as I said earlier, I could be playing out in the club and 3 o'clock, throw it out in the water, but go back the next day and get it. But it's certainly a peaks and valleys, for sure. But at the end of the day, I still love it. So,
well, you're definitely at a peak right now. That's for sure. So, you know what, Robert, I'm not going to keep you much longer. So thank you very much for being with us today, man, on Access TV and on Access Radio and everywhere else that our friend Sauerkraut is live streaming this. And it amazes me what he does. So I don't even bother asking anymore. Just don't, Robert. He's got it everywhere. I see my screen popping up here. Now he's on YouTube Live. He's on Twitch. He's on Access TV. Like, how are you keeping track of all this, man? Like,
I'm good. I'm just good. That's what I do.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I just looked at my screen here. Like, you got this airing everywhere.
I that's what I aim to do. I want to please everybody. People say you can please some of the people all the time, or you can only please some of the people some of the time. But I like to please all the people all the time.
Well, I wasn't paying attention actually, and because I was paying attention to Robert, and I just happened to turn on my screen because my phone went off, and because the timer's on, because we got only so much time here, and I looked at my computer screen, and everywhere that we have availability, you're on.
Yes.
Like, Jesus, man! Like, talk about multitasking. Jesus.
I try.
But now I know you're.
Now you know I am. Yeah, exactly.
They're just crazy. Like, holy, you're gonna make me so popular. I'm not gonna even want to see myself. Thanks a lot. Hey, Robert, thank you very much for being here, man. It's been so much fun talking to you about your past, your life, your family, and this new album coming out. Expected hopefully by the end of October. 10 tracks plus 1 bonus, right?
Right.
And, I can't wait to have it, Rob.
Well, thanks, Don. I just want to say, kudos to you guys here at Access Radio so much for what you're doing to promote my music and other independent artists as well. I'm sure they're grateful as well. It's some great guys like the 2 Roberts and Sharon and you guys as well. So I feel like we're part of the family, but thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the people out there, my fans and people who are buying my music. I greatly appreciate it. And if you don't buy my music, I appreciate you coming to my shows and support me that way as well. Other than that,
You got
everyone stay safe.
Got any shows coming up, Robert?
Yes, I had one this weekend actually at October the 3rd at 9 to 11 and maybe to 12 if things go well. Yes, I do. I'm at a
Well, you
place
got to
called.
tell us where it is. Can't send people to. I'm doing a show between 9 and 12.
It's in
Where?
Newfoundland. It's in
In
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Come on,
Yeah.
just go to
Yeah.
Newfoundland by and
Yes,
ask,
correct,
yeah.
ask for Robert Hiscock, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's just playing over there, down there, Lord
You
Thunder."
just go down yonder,
Just
and he
over there.
lives to. He just lives to over there.
Yeah, just call it that.
Are you
Yeah,
having
no,
a front, what is it? A friggin' front porch thing or what?
I think we should have a drink together, Don.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We should have more than one.
yeah, base, which is just about 20 minutes away from where I live. It's on the main drag there, and it's like I said, we're going from 9 to 11, maybe to 12, if enough folks show up and support us. So, yeah, and I've got a few other gigs coming up down the road as well. So, but
Well, just keep me know, Robert, and I'll promote the shit right out of it.
Well, you know what? I noticed that you do share anything up on Facebook. That's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, like once you're part of this Access family, you're part of the family, and we work hard to promote Canadian country. And
Awesome.
we were finally getting after the time that we both spent into this. It's not only here at Access, but we were on other mainstream crap, and that's our biggest goal: is to get your music out there, get all Canadian artists, independent artists, this window that they can come onto this show, promote their music. It doesn't matter if it's rock, country, or nothing. Like, we have 3 stations here. So, like, we have the country station, we have the rock station, and we have that other station, top 40 and pop / country. I don't know what it is anymore.
Oh, it's everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's everything, but it should be both, right? Well, I was just going to say that to Robert before we kick off. Is like, how do you find this new country, this pop country? Like, do you like it, or can you live with it?
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, it's whatever one chooses, but it's not my cup of tea. It's not for me. And you know what? It is good music. But let me just say this, Don. It's not country music. And I do have a new song. It's called "It Ain't Country," and it's about that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's like Riley Green. I wish country music was played on country radio,
Right.
and that's kind of what we're trying to bring back, is a little bit of the
Exactly.
tradition of country, along with along with some of the new stuff like Aaron Allen and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. Great artist, and
Good music,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're a part of this family too.
Right.
But Robert, I'm going to have to give you a little poke about your sign in the back before we go. Toronto Maple Leafs fan for many years myself. Way to go, buddy, and still be proud of the old Leafs, man. Don't give up yet.
Go Leafs, go!
I want to
That's
see
it.
them win at least once before I die, but we'll see.
Well,
I think-
big problem there, sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Well, I think you got a better chance than I do, Andrew.
All right.
That just might be for the both.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It ain't. I'm going to say the word ain't. It ain't friggin' the Leafs anymore. Now that old Howard's gone, Ballard. And it's just not the same. The Toronto Maple Leafs have become so politically correct, it just shames me.
But you know what, Don? I got to say this to you. It's not really true, because Leafs are the same now as they were when Ballard had them. They can't win crap.
Yeah, they can't win.
And that's coming
Anyway, Robert, thank you very much for being here, man. It's been a joy.
from, I greatly appreciate it.
Man, I can't wait to have you on that show and on our Spooktacular, playing it before it's released.
Okay.
It's called technology, Robert.
Greatly appreciate it. Just waiting on some copyrights right now.
You do that, dude. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us here in conversation with Don Pierce, Sauerkraut, and the one, the only Mr. Robert Hiscock. And we're going to end this show, Robert, with your number 1 all over the world. Don't drink my beer when I'm gone. Great song, great tune. Thank you for being here, buddy. Just hang on a sec while we're off here. I want to talk to you. So don't go away. But here is his number 1 song, and it's climbing the charts everywhere, folks. Don't drink my beer when I'm gone. Mr. Robert Hiscock, we're right here on Access Country and in conversation with Don Pierce and Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut, thank you again for everything, man. Appreciate it.
You bet.
That's it. There you go. There's a guy that's saying, all right, let's get on with this, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, as
dude.
soon as you get off, I got to finish sign off on YouTube, so that's why I'm just waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Shut up, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. As soon as you're ready to shut up. So,
Robert Hitchcock on in conversation with Don Pierce and Sauerkraut.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us from Twitch and YouTube and accessradio.tv. Everywhere else that you've joined us from today, thank you very much. You know, we like to bring you these new artists up and coming. And don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit those notifications as well, because that's very important. You know, your support helps grow our channel and helps us bring more of these artists to light. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Robert, for being here with us today. And thank you, Don, for just doing you.
Well, I'm always me. Yeah. Robert, you got anything to say to the TV world before we're out of here?
No,